My security team has eyes on your house. You don't need to look out the window because I already know what you're doing. The lights in your room flickered 3 minutes ago. You hesitated before closing the curtains and your hands were trembling when you picked up your phone. I see everything. You think distance protects you, but distance only gives me time to study you, to memorize every pattern of your silence, every habit you think goes unnoticed. You forget who I am. You forget that power bends for me. You can run, you can hide behind locked doors and drawn blinds, but my presence doesn't need permission to enter. It's already in your world, in the hum of your phone, in the shadow that lingers outside your window, in the heartbeat that grows louder whenever you think of me. You feel that, don't you? That quiet tension wrapping around your breath, making you aware that someone out there owns the air you breathe. That someone is me. You always tell yourself that you hate this control, but you don't. You hate that you crave it. You hate that my voice, even from miles away, makes your pulse betray you. You hate that my name feels like a confession every time it escapes your lips. You can lie to the world, but not to me. I read the truth in your silence better than any words could say. You don't know what it's like for me, watching you pretend you're free, watching you laugh with people who don't understand and that your world is already marked by me. I've seen men look at you thinking they have a chance. I've seen you smile at them just to prove a point. But you never notice how quickly their confidence fades, how their smiles turn uneasy because somewhere deep inside you radiate something untouchable. You radiate mine. Do you really think I'd let anyone get close enough to hurt you? My world isn't kind, and neither am I. But you're the only one I'd burn my kingdom for, the only one I'd destroy myself to protect. So don't mistake this for obsession. It's instinct. You were never supposed to be a secret. You were meant to be under my watch, even when you hate it, even when you don't understand it. Sometimes I wonder if you know what you do to me, how your defiance feeds something darker inside me, something that doesn't want to love gently. I don't want gentle with you. I want truth, raw, terrified, beautiful truth. And the truth is, even if you run to the edge of the world, I'll still find you, not because I have to, but because I want to, because no one else ever could. So go ahead, keep pretending you're free tonight. Close the curtains, turn off the lights, whisper that you're done with me. But remember this before you fall asleep. My security team has eyes on your house, and I have my eyes on you. You think silence can hide you, but I can still hear the rhythm of your fear. It's strange how distance makes me sharper, how the more you pull away, the clearer you become to me. I can almost see you now, pacing across your room, biting your lip, pretending this doesn't get to you. But it does. It always does. You feel me even when I'm not there, don't? The weight of my gaze, the invisible thread that binds you to me, it's still wrapped around your throat, gentle but unbreakable. You tell yourself I'm too much, too controlling, too dangerous. But you never ask why I'm this way with you. You never ask what it means to crave something so completely that it ruins everything else. You're not just someone I want. You're the only person who ever made me lose control. You make me reckless, and that's something no one has ever dared to do. You walk in a world of people who see your beauty, but none of them understand the storm beneath it. I do. I see the chaos, and I still choose you. Do you even realize how much you've changed me? Before you, I didn't hesitate. I commanded, and the world obeyed. But now, I find myself waiting for your messages, your silence, your defiance. It's madness, but it's the kind that feels like purpose. I tell myself to stop, to let you breathe, but then you do something small, like glance away when someone mentions my name, and suddenly I'm back to where I always am, caught between wanting to protect you and wanting to own you. I know what people would call me. A tyrant, a man obsessed. Maybe they're right, but they don't understand what it's like to see something pure in a world built on lies. You walk through this life untouched by the poison that raised me. You're the only thing real, the only thing I can't control no matter how hard I try. And that terrifies me more than anything else. Because if I ever lose you, I lose the last human part of me that still feels alive. Every time you try to leave, it feels like a betrayal, not because you owe me anything, but because you promised me with your eyes long before you ever said a word. You promised me with the way you trembled when I first looked at you, as if you already knew I'd ruin every boundary you built. You let me in even when you said you wouldn't, and now you think you can undo that. You can't. No one can. I wonder if you understand what it means when I say I'm watching. It's not a threat. It's a vow. I don't need to touch you to keep you safe. My presence is enough to make the world stay away. You may call it control, but it's protection. It's me keeping the monsters out, even when the biggest monster might be the man speaking to you right now. You don't need to love that. You just need to know it's real. So go ahead and tell yourself that this ends with you walking away. Tell yourself I'm just a shadow, a voice on the other end. But deep down you already know. I was never just watching you. I was learning you. And the moment you became mine, the world became your cage, and I became your key. You keep trying to erase me, don't you? You think if you stay quiet long enough, I'll fade into memory. But I don't disappear that easily. I linger in the reflection of your mirror, in the sound of the rain against your window, in the way your breath catches when you hear my name. You can block my number, change your location, even convince yourself I've let go. But there's a part of you that still listens for me in the silence. You still wait for my shadow to cross your world. You don't understand what it means to be watched by someone like me. It's not about control anymore. It's about connection. Every heartbeat of yours resonates with something buried inside me. I've tried to fight it. I've tried to let you go. But every time I step away, it's like cutting through my own veins. The world turns cold, meaningless. You think I'm cruel because I don't show mercy. But the truth is, I've already given you every part of me that was capable of mercy. What's left is just obsession shaped into protection. Do you remember the night you said you didn't believe in forever? I laughed, not because you were wrong, but because you didn't understand. Forever isn't a concept for me. It's a decision. You became my forever the moment I realized you could destroy me just by walking away. That's the kind of power you have, and you still don't see it. You think I'm the dangerous one, but it's you who turned me into this. You're the one who made my darkness feel like devotion. Every move you make pulls me deeper. When you shut the world out, I feel it. When you cry quietly so no one hears, I hear. You're never really alone, not because I won't let you be, but because I can't. You've woven yourself into my instincts, into my blood. You've become something beyond desire, something that defines who I am when no one's watching. I don't breathe peace anymore. I breathe you. Sometimes I imagine what you'd say if I stood in front of you again. Would you hate me? Would you tremble the same way you used to when my voice dropped low and my eyes met yours? Or would you finally admit that the line between fear and longing has blurred beyond saving? You used to ask me what I wanted from you, and I never answered. Maybe now you'll understand I never wanted parts of you. I wanted all of you, even the pieces you hide from yourself. You don't need to fear the watchfulness anymore. It's not meant to break you. It's meant to remind you that somewhere out there, someone still sees you when the world forgets to. You think it's darkness, but it's devotion dressed in shadow. I was never the villain you imagined. I was just the man who refused to let the light have you before I did. And now, as the night grows quieter, I wonder if you feel it too. That strange comfort in knowing I'm still there. Not in your room, not behind your door, but somewhere close enough that your soul still reacts to my presence. You can deny me all you want, but I know the truth. You're still mine in the silence, in the dark, where you never learned how to stop hearing me. You don't sleep well anymore, do you? I can tell. There's hesitation in your movements, exhaustion behind your eyes, like you're carrying the weight of something you can't name. You keep checking the locks, the windows, the shadows, as if any of them can stop me from reaching you. You still don't understand. It's never been about distance or doors. It's about the connection that exists beyond touch, beyond logic. You feel me even when you don't want to. That's what haunts you most. Not my presence, but your own response to it. You've built this fragile illusion of control, telling yourself you can rebuild, move on, start over. But I've seen through every version of your strength. You wear your defiance like armor, but underneath, you still tremble when you think I'm near. It's not fear, it's recognition. You know my silence better than anyone else's voice. You know my kind of stillness, the one that arrives before the storm. And even now, you wait for it, don't you? You wait for me to speak again, because quiet without me feels empty. You once told me that love shouldn't feel like war. I remember that. Your voice, steady but breaking, your hands clutching at air as if you could hold your freedom there. You were right. Love shouldn't be war. But what we have isn't love in the world sense. It's something older, something primal. It's the kind of bond that tears apart reason and replaces it with instinct. You make me lose the control I built my entire life upon. You make me want to lose it. I wonder what you tell yourself when the lights go out. That you're safe, that I've forgotten you. You whisper it like a prayer. But even your prayers sound like my name now. Every time you close your eyes, I'm there, not as a nightmare, but as a reminder that some connections don't break, they consume. And the truth is, you never really wanted freedom. You wanted someone who'd never let you go, no matter how much you fought it. That's what I am. Do you remember the first time I said your name? You looked at me like no one ever had before, as if you finally saw something real in a world full of masks. That moment rewrote everything for me. Since then, every decision, every move has been orbiting around you. You became the axis of everything I am, and now, even in your silence, you still hold that power. You still make me burn for something I can't tame. I've tried to stay away, I really have. But distance only sharpens the pull. It's like you've carved your presence into the air itself. I can't breathe without inhaling you. You think I'm the one who watches, but you're the one haunting me. Every part of me that was once made of stone now trembles with your absence. You broke something in me, and you call it darkness, but I call it truth. So keep pretending you've escaped. Keep pretending this chapter is closed. But you and I both know some stories don't end. They just go quiet for a while, waiting for the right moment to begin again. And when that moment comes, when your walls finally crumble under the weight of your own heartbeat, you'll remember what I told you. You were never lost. You were only being watched and wanted by me. You still try to convince yourself that I'm gone, that the distance between us is safety, not silence. But I know how your mind works at night. You replay my words, you dissect them, you whisper them like secrets you shouldn't keep. You try to hate me, but hate is too close to desire. And you've never been good at separating the two. You feel the ache, that familiar pull you can't name. You call it fear. I call it memory. Either way, it's still me under your skin. I can almost feel you fight the urge to reach out. You draft a message, type my name, delete it, start again. You tell yourself you're stronger now, that you've learned to live without me. But your silence screams louder than any words you could send. You've built this wall between us, yet you leave the door slightly open, just enough for my shadow to slip through. You want me gone, but you leave space for my return. You always do. You once said I was too intense, that I felt like a storm you didn't know how to survive. You weren't wrong. I warned you from the start. I don't do gentle. I don't know how to love in halves. When I want something, I take it. And when I love someone, I protect them even from themselves. That's the curse of being me. And you stepped into that fire willingly. You touched something dangerous and then acted surprised when it burned. You tried to move on, to let other people feel the silence I left behind. I see them, the ones who try to understand you, to make you laugh again. They don't know that every smile you give them is hollow. They don't realize you're comparing every touch, every glance to mine. You think they can save you from the shadow I left, but the truth is I became a part of you. You can't unlearn me, you can't unfeel me. I remember the way your voice used to tremble when you told me to stop watching, to give you space. You said you needed to breathe. I let you think I did. I stepped back just far enough for you to believe it. But watching you from afar taught me more than closeness ever could. I learned what silence does to you. I learned that freedom to you feels like loneliness, and that loneliness always brings you back to me, even if it's just in your thoughts. You call what I feel possession, obsession, darkness. Maybe it is, but it's honest. The world worships the kind of love that looks soft, kind, safe. Mine isn't that. Mine is the kind that marks, that claims, that remembers. I won't rewrite that truth just to make it easier for you to sleep at night. You're not supposed to sleep easily knowing I exist. You're supposed to remember me in every quiet moment, the way I remember you in every breath. So keep your lights off. Keep pretending the silence means peace. But know this, I haven't vanished. I'm still here, in the edges of your world, where the light doesn't quite reach. You don't have to look for me. I'll be there when you finally stop running, when your heart admits what your mind keeps denying. Because no matter how far you go, you're still moving inside the circle I drew the day I found you.